Hey guys, today I will introduce you why I decided to switch from ElementPlus framework back to Tailwind CSS. If you have watched my previous videos or follow my channel, you may be aware that I have been working on a demo application called Short URL service, which cover most of the fundamental components or features of such product, including the unique ID generator service, the skeleton Laravel application setup, and the UI part. Apparently, what you see here is a different version of the UI compared to the old one. Now let me switch back to the main branch, which is the older version. So you see here, this is what it used to look like. It's based on ElementPlus framework. Totally different design. So when I decide to apply some design to the application, I feel it's very difficult to implement with ElementPlus framework. Now let me switch back to a dev branch in which I removed ElementPlus. Now you can see it's a totally different design. I can't say that it's perfect or a better design, but it's different. All these design elements applied to the application can't be done with ElementPlus. The reason is that the framework gives us a whole set of components and features. They also give us a predefined the themes or the styles of the elements. It's hard for me to apply customization to them. For example, to the form, if I want to apply the design to it, I have to use a bunch of customized CSS rules. If the same steps have to be applied to the other components. So from the whole application or the product point of view, if I want to apply the design, I have to repeat the same steps, customizations to all the components. So that's not the ideal solution to follow. So I decided to give up and switch back to Tailwind CSS. It's true, when I'm using Tailwind, I have to spend more time on the user interactions on the page. For example, the form submit. So it's totally up to the developers or yourself to make your decision which framework you should use or you prefer to use. So if you are working on some tooling application, you don't care too much about the UI or the design, it's totally fine for you to use a UI framework. It becomes very efficient. Okay, that's my decision and my experience and a couple of thoughts to share with you guys. The other thing is that I'd like to share with you. So when we look into the older version, we see the original URL, the short one. Sometimes we want to share or show the title of the web page the original URL points to, so that we can give the better user experience to the customers. The original URL, the URL is not straightforward to the users. So in the new version, I did some improvement. So users are able to see the titles of the web pages, something like this. How it's done. Now let me share the steps. Firstly, I create a migration to add a new column called title to the short URLs table, which is nullable. This column is used to store the web page title. So when and how can I get a title? In the short URL controller, when users submit a request to shorten the URL, it's a time for the application to extract the title. So a simple HTTP request will be made to to the original or long URL. From response, the title will be extracted out of the HTML markup. With a successful operation, the title will be stored in database. Otherwise, the long URL itself will be used as a title and get stored. So this is how we can extract the title and display to the customers. This is not the ideal solution or the programming mode for this feature because it takes time to complete. It will delay the response back to the user. So ideally, it should be done offline. So you can extract this part of the logic to some offline job to speed up the response to the customers. Okay. The last thing is the front end, so the UI part. I also export or expose the title to the short URL resource, which is used by the controller in getting the short URL resource. So this is where it's used. Now the title is exposed to the client. Then we can easily display it here in the Vue component using the title property of a short URL. This is why we can display to the users the title here. Now let's try to find more links and give it a try. Let's find some news. Say when we come to some news, we should be able to find say a link here. For example, this one. It may work, it may not. Actually, it works. So you can see here, this is how it's done. So when we click the short URL a couple times, we should also see the metrics change if we refresh a page. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, hope you enjoy the new design and the new UI, and that's it for today. That's probably the finishing touch to this demo application. In next video, I'll start working on probably something different. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you feel it's useful, remember to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, or ring the bell. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.